excited, and guess what I don't have in front of me? I don't have our disclaimer. Michelle, do you happen to have that? If not, I can run and grab it.
I don't.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Now you see me? Hold on. About running over my puppy dogs. Ta-da! Before Plexus, I could have never ran that fast. Okay, so this is my little disclaimer. Got it right here. This product training is brought to you by Independent Plexus Ambassadors. That's us. And is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. At Plexus Worldwide, we want you to know that the results you are about to... Hello. The results you are about to hear may vary from person to person. We do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease. And it's also welcome to Wendy Bersche's kennel. There you go. So anyway, one of the things that we wanted to talk to you about tonight is the fact that so many of us have experienced non-scale victories. And I know that I'm going to say, you know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And we know that posting the pictures is really what gets people's attention. We live in a society with so many processed foods and so many things that we're doing that are making us obese and overweight, that we're not as healthy as we could be. And those pictures of weight loss are so motivational for us and inspire us, because so many of us want that we do use the pictures, and they are amazing and wonderful. But there are so many things that the weight actually is just, it's a blessing, but it is also a health benefit. But there are things that are going on inside our bodies, and we tell people all the time, people get discouraged, I'm not losing weight. Well, many of you know I don't even use a scale anymore. Haven't stepped on a scale in months. The only time I was for a long time was when I needed to update, kind of a big update, and I knew people wanted to know numbers. And this was to encourage and inspire other people, because I was having success on the scale, but I was also having success at a cellular level. So when you start, you know, balancing out that your body on the inside, the weight will start coming off. But different people are different. You know, your body is holding on to things for different reasons. You've gone through different things. Your genetics are different. And so the important thing is to know, and I always tell people this, if you are taking Plexus supplements, you are getting healthier. There's no way you're taking them and you're worse off than before you started. It is impossible. So remember, be patient. Take these products, take these amazing supplements, you know, work on the deficiencies. You were probably magnesium deficient, because the majority, like 90-some% of the population is magnesium deficient. You're oxygenating your cells. We know diseases, cancer cannot survive in a highly oxygenated state. So you're creating an environment for your body to thrive and for disease to die. So that is wonderful. So continue to take these products. Get your cells healthy. We know that you're not going to be replicating toxic cells. You're going to be creating new cells. You're going to be creating an environment for your body to feel better. 99% of the people I know that take Plexus and stick with it, one of the things that they always report is being so much more in tune with their body. I think a lot of times people start out and they're like, what regimen are you on? What are you taking? Because they haven't gotten to that point yet where they learn their regimen is their regimen, your regimen is your regimen. I'm not going to do what Michelle does. Michelle's not going to do what I do, because we have two different bodies. We're not identical twins. We don't share the same DNA, so we're going to take it and do it different. She's going to have success differently than I am. And you know what? I'm even going to have success differently from maybe week to week or month to month than I did before. And learning to listen to your body, to feel your body, to know when you eat certain foods that you start feeling bloated and disgusting and heavy, don't eat those anymore. Or you've got a product, maybe a block or something like that you want to take, or to increase your water. So you learn your body, and you learn that these supplements are only going to help you. They're not going to be detrimental at all. We are our own worst enemy. And wanting that instant success, wanting instant results, because we are in a society of instantaneous success and results. You know, a microwave society is where we come from, and we want everything yesterday. And I am the most impatient person in the world. And I honestly believe God let me lose 20 pounds my first month because He knows me. And I told myself I'd give it 90 days, but I don't know. I'm not as strong as Michelle, because Michelle she stuck it out, and she did something that's inspiring to a lot of people. Is when you're not getting all of the results you want, or you're not getting maybe at first what you think you need, but your body knows what you need, but you don't think you're getting that. The person who perseveres is the person who is triumphant in the end, and they have so much more to be proud of, because it wasn't always easy. And so many times we say, oh, this is easy, you just take your product. It's not easy. It's a daily struggle. It's a daily prayer. It's a daily encouragement for yourself and for others. And that's where it's important. It's some days are going to be easier than others. Some days it's going to be like, this is the most amazing thing ever. And there's going to be days where you're like, what am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. We have just got a confused sense of what's going on with our bodies. We've got a confused sense of time in the society. And like I said, let your body balance out. And you want to hear somebody who has had amazing results of a life. I don't want to put words in Michelle's mouth because she can tell you better than me. But I know from anybody that's ever had chronic illness, you know, IBS, diverticulitis, and the arthritis that I have experienced and the chronic pain, you kind of just give up. It creeps up on you so slowly that all of a sudden you don't even realize how sick you are. And you kind of have just resolved yourself to that's how it's going to be. And you've forgotten what it feels like to be good, to feel good. And so, you know, for Michelle, I will never know what life was like before. And I really don't know what life truly is for her now. She only knows that, but she can only share what her life has meant since she has started taking Plexus, and what that change has meant for her and her family. And so, Michelle, if you would be willing to share that with us, that would be amazing. One of my best friends since junior high school, which would be a really, really long time ago, like 30-some years ago. And that's amazing to have a friendship that long.
I know, isn't it? Pretty cool. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me, Wendy?
I can hear you.
Okay. So I guess I'll start from the beginning so that you kind of understand a little bit about where I come from in my health and what I've had to overcome. I've only been on Plexus 5 months. I have not seen a great amount of weight come off. I will tell you that later, what I've lost and inches I've lost, but my body is healing, and I can tell that my body is healing for the first time. I was diagnosed with systemic lupus, which is different than discoid lupus. In 1993, I was 25 years old. I was on the best contract of my life performing, and I got very, very sick in Japan, far, far away from America, and I went into kidney failure. By the time I got home, I was a disaster. My liver was failing. My kidneys were gone. They had no idea what was wrong with me. They thought I had cancer. Well, come to find out, I had lupus, and I left on very high doses of steroids, which I continued for the next 20, how many years has it been? I've only had one break in those years of where I was off of prednisone. And I also had a deep vein thrombosis in my left leg as a direct result of my lupus as well. So I slowly healed. 3.5 years later, I was hit again with a very, very bad flare that left me almost unable to walk. I was in so much pain, and I had so much swelling and inflammation everywhere around my body. And then again, I was put back on steroids and methotrexate injectable. I don't know, I'm sure we have some RA patients that are watching or will watch. So they also use that for lupus and inflammation. So the steroids, chronic steroid use can leave you open to all kinds of infections and illnesses. So I was constantly sick. If the person sitting next to me at work sneezed, I was terrified I would get a cold, and sure enough, 2 days later, I would be sick. I had no immune system whatsoever to fight anything. So I started, during that second flare, I started exhibiting fibromyalgia symptoms, which are the trigger points that are really sore, you're exhausted, brain fog, nothing feels right, you just feel horrible. Well, as soon as that flare started to resolve, it took about a year to start to feel somewhat normal, my normal. That went away. So I thought, okay, I don't have fibromyalgia, it's gone, I don't have to worry about it. Well, I had 3 surgeries within a period of about 4 years. I had a hysterectomy from adenomyosis, which is where the endometriosis grows on the lining of the muscle inside the uterus. And then I had 2 foot surgeries to repair some seriously messed up feet from Jacob's arthritis, which is a long story, but lupus patients get it. And I started to feel that fibromyalgia again, and I ignored it because I knew I was going to have to be on more medication. By this time, I was a mommy. I didn't want to be sick. That's the worst thing, to be a sick mommy. We moved to, before we moved, I finally broke down and saw a pain doctor, which came pain medications. I tried everything there was, Percocet, Norco, Lortab, you name it. I've tried it. Lyrica came next, high doses of Lyrica, high doses of Cymbalta, tizanidine, baclofen, patches, Butrans patches, all sorts of stuff to try to make my pain go away. But the one thing that they didn't do was look at my whole body as a system and what was wrong. And it was just constantly giving you another pill for an ill. So fast forward, we moved to Kansas 5 years ago, and I was not well at all. I was way too heavy, and I was on all these medications. I was trying to be a healthy mom and a healthy wife, and I was neither one of those. I didn't feel good. I have never felt good. I was constantly sleeping when I didn't have to be doing something I had to be doing. And I'm a type A personality, so I pushed myself very hard. And 6 months ago, Wendy and I have been friends for so long. I've seen her go through some of her struggles, and I saw her post about Plexus, and she was kind enough to say, hey, I think this could help you. And I thought, yeah, no, I don't think so. And then another friend of mine had started Plexus as well and said, hey, I think this could help you. And I shut her down, worse than I shut Wendy down, because I love Wendy. I was careful with her feelings. So I was not ready to hear that there was actually something that could help me, because I had been sick for so long that was just normal. I thought, there's no way I will ever feel any better than I feel right now. This is it. This is as good as it gets. 46 years old, and that's best as ever going to get. I don't know how long I didn't know it could get better. So I watched Wendy do those 6 months, and in December, I had an epiphany that, you know what, I think this could possibly help me. So I saved up my money, because we're always on a tight budget. I saved up my money from some singing gigs, and I did it. I went ahead and just became an ambassador. I didn't do preferred customer. I wanted the cheapest price I could get right away. And Wendy started me slow with ProBio first before I started anything else. And it was the weirdest thing. By day 2, I didn't want soda anymore, and that's all I drank. I was processed food woman. Anything fast and easy, so that I didn't have to do it. And I messaged her, I can't believe this, but it's day 3, and I feel kind of good. I actually jumped up and down for the first time in years in the kitchen going, this is working, this is working. My husband thought I was nuts. Day 4, we started BioCleanse, and I started to feel even better. Like chronic constipation from years of using opiates. That slows, as we know now, I didn't know then, that slows your brain. If your brain slows down, your gut slows down. And pooping, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of pooping here. I mean, it wasn't perfect yet, but I was pooping. Oh, my face. I'm frozen. And then we started the Slim, and then that was amazing. The combination of the 3. And it, by like the end of the first week, second week, I was feeling pretty good, and I was like knocking on wood that this wasn't going to go away. And then I started to research foods and how that affects fibromyalgia and how that affects lupus, and I decided to just be drastic and cut out gluten, and I cut out gluten, I cut out sugar, I cut out casein. My son has Asperger's, so we're trying to get him on a gluten-free, casein-free diet. I thought, well, this is a great way to get him to do it as well. If mom does it, he's more likely to do more. So I did that. I don't eat anything processed. I don't eat anything fast food. I don't eat anything out of the box. I've actually been pretty drastic about it, but I'm seeing great results from that, coupled with Triplex, X Factor, Accelerator, and all of the fast release products. They're a godsend to me. And I took myself off of Cymbalta. I didn't even ask the doctor. I don't care. I don't need that crap in my body. So I took myself off of it. It was not easy. I would suggest cutting the pill or opening. If you're going to do that, open the little capsules and do it slowly. I didn't do that. I just cold turkey. I'm down from, I was at 225 milligrams of Lyrica a day to 75, so I'm getting there. I'm down from 12 milligrams of tizanidine at night to 4. Prednisone, I'm down from 5 milligrams. I was at 5 milligrams for years. I could never taper down. I would have a huge lupus flare, and I'd freak out, and we'd go back up. I'm down to 2 milligrams, and I get to go down one more as soon as my blood work comes back, and I know it's going to be perfect. So I see that me coming off of that very soon. And I'm working on cutting back on my pain medication so I can be free of that. And so slowly but surely, my body is healing. Now, the difference is I've only lost 17 pounds in 5 months. I see people say, oh, I lost 30 pounds in 2 months, or I lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Yes, that is absolutely possible. It is not possible for me. It is not possible for my body. My body is full of candida, full. I still have to, I cannot get over 2 probios a day. I have to cut, I'll do 2 one day, 1 the next. And sometimes I'll just do 1, and sometimes I stop completely. I can't do it because I know my body is saying, nope, nope, not ready. And that's okay. I am not in any hurry. I don't care if I lose a whole bunch of weight. I started Plexus to get healthy and to be a healthy mom and to be a healthy wife and to be able to help my community and my ministry. Those are all really important to me. Sure, I'd love to lose another 40 pounds, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I have lost 21.5 inches. So don't forget that even though you may not see the scale move down, take your measurements. Those are going to go down. There's no way that they can't, unless you're pigging out at 7 o'clock at night or not eating the things that you should be eating. It is a journey, and everybody's different. If I tried to compare myself, and I do sometimes, that's just who I am. I'm neurotic and crazy, and I do that. And then I slap myself for doing that because they don't have the issues that I have. And you don't have, I don't have your issues. And so you have to remember that. But just so you know, I feel so much better. My pain is better. I sleep better. My mood is improved. I feel like myself again. Part of that is not being on Cymbalta, I'll tell you that. I just am a different person, and you can ask my husband. He said the one thing that he notices the most about me is that I have energy all day long. I don't have to go say I have to go lay down just for 5 minutes, which usually would turn into 3 hours because I'd pass out. So just keep at it. Consistency is key. It's key. That's all I have to say.
That was awesome. I love your story. I love your journey. And it's not over yet. It's just actually getting started. And I think 17 pounds in 5 months is awesome. So, you know, I think it's awesome. So what a blessing this has been. One of my greatest joys, and I know it is for Michelle and probably many of you listening in or watching, is hearing success stories from your friends or people that have gotten started with Plexus through you, because you want everybody to have a great story, and you know that if everybody just sticks with it, that great story is going to come. But sometimes people want to jump off that boat right into the river and swim to shore on their own, and you know, we can do nothing but wish them the best. But I'm telling you, your safest place to be is in the Plexus boat, so don't jump overboard. Just stick with it. But I heard from one of my great friends today. She's an ambassador, and she lives in Ponca City, and I asked her how she was doing, and she's like, well, I want to tell you about that. And I could tell by the tone of her voice it was going to be good. But she started out with telling me she hadn't lost a lot of weight, and I was like, okay, I thought this was going to be good. But then came the good part. when we had started visiting in December, kind of around the same time that Michelle got on board, my friend had told me that she was taking a lot of Tylenol, a lot of ibuprofen, a lot of like Excedrin, Advil. I mean, lots and lots. And I can relate to that because I used to kind of do the same thing. But she took even like triple what I was taking, and I was taking a lot. So yeah, it was bad. And she was in a lot of chronic pain and just had a lot of problems, getting around and everything. And she has adopted a lot of kids, and then has some of her kids, and she's just this amazing woman that will do anything and everything for everybody, and is so busy that she knew physically she couldn't not be there for her family, and she couldn't not be there for these kids that were depending on her. And so she wanted to get healthy for them. And that's a lot like a mom or a caregiver. That's kind of your thought is, this isn't just for me. It's for my family. I want to be a better mom. I want to be a better wife, a better friend, better at my ministry, the way I help other people. And so for her, today she was telling me that she can now count on one hand how many times she has had to take anything other than just her Plexus. She is so over the moon excited and happy about it. And that, to me, I told her I was getting choked up just hearing her story and how well she's doing. Now, she has lost some weight, and she's feeling the inches, and she noticed that she's changing up her regimen, and she's, seeing that again. She kind of hit a plateau, and now she's seeing results again. And so, it's just exciting. You hear these things, and she has all this energy, and it's just things that we kind of have, just like I said, resolved ourselves to the fact that, well, I'm getting older. I'm just not going to have energy. I've had so many people, because I work as a nurse with the older community. I can't tell you how many times these people have gone into a doctor and they're saying, I'm not feeling good, I'm not feeling well. And they'll say, well, you're getting older, you're not going to feel as well, or I'm falling, doctor. Well, old people fall, they just dismiss them. I had a lady who went to the doctor telling him she wasn't feeling good, and he said, well, you're getting older, you're in your 90s now, you're not going to feel good all the time, and kind of dismissed her. And I went over to see her, and she started describing her symptoms to me. I listened to her bowel sounds, which were pretty much non-existent, called and said she needs to get into the doctor right now and get some tests run, because they hadn't run any tests, hadn't done any blood work. And come to find out, this woman had cancer. And she ended up going to the hospital, and they gave her a diagnosis that she was put on hospice. And she came home, and I was blessed that she was this amazing Christian woman, that God allowed me to meet her, and she ministered to me and inspired me that if, as a Christian, she was ready to go. She was ready to go be with Jesus, and she was fine with that, and she witnessed to me, and it was a blessing. But this woman, who had been told that she was old and not to worry about it, was just dismissed without any treatment, without anything, to go home and die of cancer. And that's frustrating to me, that it's not just because you're getting older that you feel this way. We deserve to have quality of life every single day until the day Jesus decides to take us home, and not to be told that just because we're getting older or you have a chronic disease, you should feel that way. No, there's a way around it. And I believe in my heart that as a nurse, as everything I know from our bodies and what I know about God and how amazing He made our bodies, that we, to a certain degree, our bodies can heal itself. Yes, we live in a sinful body, so we're not going to live forever. But we can get our body to a point through nutrition, through exercise, and through these supplements that can give us back that quality of life that has been taken away from us by this horrible environment that we live in, and by this horrible, nutrition plan that we've been living on. So just remember that. Do not ever take for granted that if you're sick, you're going to be sick every day, and that if this is, you're getting older, that you're going to fall, or that you're going to have aches and pains. I'm a year older than I was last year, and I feel at least 20 years younger. So don't tell me that getting older just means that you every year feel worse. That's not the case. Get the weight off your body. It'll help you with your joints and all of that. We understand that. But get your body healthy on a cellular level. Your body will balance itself out. That weight's going to go where it goes. I don't have to be a hard body. I don't have to lift up my shirt and show you my, six-pack, because I have a baby tummy too. I've got that little apron. I'm a little soft, and I'm okay with that. My husband's okay with that. I'm healthy. I'm okay with that. Love yourself, love your body, but love it knowing that you're getting it healthy and that you're taking good care of it. Real quick, I just wanted to spend a few moments for anyone who's listening that is either an ambassador or thinking about becoming an ambassador. Wanted to talk a little bit about what that means. So I have been blessed to, at this point, I'm a senior gold ambassador. Today, the exciting thing was my husband went senior gold, and so that's so exciting. We're senior gold together, and so it's so awesome. And I know that any one of you on my team, I got here based on my efforts and your efforts, and I know that. And I can't thank you enough. It means everything to me. But I also know that each and every one of you that are working your business, that are passionate about sharing Plexus, you're going to be here too. We're going to go all the way to the top. I know that, and you know that. We all know that. There's just something inside of you, and you know it. And the people who don't know it, I can't give it to them. I can't make them feel it, but you know it. And so I'm excited to see where all of this takes all of us. But I wanted to remind you, when you become an ambassador, there's two things. There's two sides to it. You can do it, one, for the discount, and that's solely while you're here, and you have every right to do it just for the discount, and that's amazing. But with that comes in that thing where we said that consistency is key, and don't jump off the boat and start swimming to the shore yourself thinking I can do this, or I'm just going to drown because I can't do it. And what I want you to do is stick it out. Your body, we all say this, your body did not get this way in a day, in a month, in 2 months. It's not going to heal itself in that amount of time either. We're looking at years of abuse one way or another. For some people, it's drugs, it's alcohol, it's prescription pain meds, it's improper nutrition, it's lack of exercise. The disease, it's in us. It's in us, guys. And, you have this microbiome. You have more 10 to 1 cells, that live, microbes, next to your cells. We are more we're more microbes than we are anything else. And so just remember that. We're working on a cellular level. So don't give up. Stick with it. If you did it just for the discount, then stick with it. Don't give up. Keeping that AQ turned on, that auto qualification, that backup order, and getting your backup order every month is key, because that is what keeps you taking the product. You know what the worst thing is? When an ambassador hears somebody say, well, I turned it off because I have enough product. Well, guess what? That means you haven't been taking it regularly, and it's not going to work if you don't take it regularly. So, we know the Plexus Slim comes in 30-day supply, so it lasts you for 1 month. And so if you have all this extra product, then you've been taking it irregularly and you're not seeing the results. You're going to get discouraged because Plexus doesn't work. No, you've got to work. You've got to take it out of the package. It's hard work. You have to open that package. You have to pour it in the water. You have to shake it, and you have to drink it. That's tough. No, you guys, you can do it. Just stick with it. Promise me you'll stick with it. And if you forget, just say, okay, I forgot. You got 30 minutes to take it before any meal. So think of it this way. If you miss it at breakfast, you can take it before dinner or before lunch. Here's the other thing. So stick with it. If you do that, people are going to see, oh my gosh, you seem different. Your mood's better. Boy, they may even feel like they can actually tell you you're in a good mood. Maybe before you were in a good mood and they didn't want to tell you, but wow, you seem like you're in a really good mood, or you've got all this energy, or I've noticed you've lost some weight. You're looking really good. What are you doing? You're going to go, oh, you're going to share. You're not going to sell them Plexus. You're going to share Plexus with them, and you're going to say, I'm taking this amazing supplement. It's called Plexus. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but this is what it's done for me, and this is what it did for my friend Michelle or my friend Wendy. And they're going to say, wow, I think I might try that. Is it expensive? And you say, compared to what? And this is one of the things my friend told me today that was telling me about, all her pain issues being resolved and stuff with Plexus, is she said, she can't argue with somebody's pocketbook. And that is absolutely correct. You cannot argue with somebody's pocketbook. If the money's not there, the money's not there. But when they asked her, because she's not somebody that sells it, she's not a hard sell, she's just sharing it. When they asked her, is it expensive? She said, well, it has a price on it. But she said, the results, the payoff is priceless. And that's what you have to remember. Yes, the supplements have a price, but the payoff is priceless. And that's why we do it. And that's why any one of us who are ambassadors would do it if we didn't ever make a penny. But the good news is, if you become an ambassador and you share your passion for what it's done for you and your friends and family, there is money in it. And it's like good money. And it can change your life money. And so that's the thing. Remember, as an ambassador, every time you have a month where you leave your backup order on and you order over $100 worth of personal volume, you have not only paid yourself, but you've paid the next 3 people 5 points each, and anybody up above that, 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, and 1 point. So remember that you are also helping advance the people above you. And most of those people are probably going to be somebody you know and love. And so you're helping their livelihood. And they are eternally grateful, trust me. Sometimes one person having their backup order turned on is what advances you in rank. I mean, it's always going to be one person. So you might be advancing somebody in their career. You are an important part of this team and an important part of your upline success. And then as you have people that sign up under you, you're their upline, and you want them to help you be successful. So that's where it's this team. Your upline is going to help you. They're going to motivate and encourage and hopefully attend some sip and sees and train you so you can do all these great things and help people out. But in turn, you're going to be helping them out by having your backup orders on and finding people who are excited about changing their health and their family's financial future, because it may be something that you wanted to have your kid sent to private school, or maybe they need private schooling. You can do that, or you want to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of your kids, and you don't want to send them to daycare anymore. Those are all extremely possible with Plexus. And for some people it happens quicker than others, but it's the same thing. It's what we're going to say about the weight loss and about the health and all of that. It's a process, and your journey is going to be different than anybody else's. It's in God's time. Be alert and be attentive to when God's sending you a message to actually hear it and act on it. But remember that this is a joint effort. It's a team effort. We inspire each other by telling each other our stories, and you guys know that you have support anytime by the Blessed team, by the Plexi Pink Peeps team, Possibilities, the Plexus encouragement pages, everything Michelle has. I know Melinda has a page. I know there's lots of people out there with great pages. And so just ask a question. Don't give up. If you get discouraged, ask one of us. We're happy to encourage you along the way, because I promise you, you're not feeling anything that any one of us has not felt before, because we're human, and it's an amazing journey. So don't give up. I love you guys. I think you're all amazing. I want you all to have beautiful success stories, and Michelle has something to say.
No, you have something to say. Talk about summer, what we're doing for summer.
Oh, I do have something to say. Okay, so here's the thing. We're because summer's coming up, and Michelle and I both have BBS, and then I'm going to convention. Michelle's going on a trip, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, and y'all have summer stuff too. We're going to get together once a month during the summer. When I get back from convention, I would like to find a time in June that maybe before Michelle leaves. I think it's in late June, 20th?
20th.
20th?
20th. 20th. Yeah.
Okay, so the third week in June, Michelle will be gone, and I'd like to get back with everybody after convention, because I know we're going to be really super excited and very stoked to share everything. So we'll find a time to get on and do that. Talk a little bit about the leaders retreat that's going to be coming up and how we can all get qualified to go to that. Yay! October, fun time. Last year it was in Florida at the Gaylord Hotel, and it was fabulous. But anyway, so we're only going to meet once a month in probably for June, July, and August, and then in September we'll start back up again and see what we need to do. But in the meantime, you guys can text us, call us, instant message us, whatever. We're here for you at any time. If you have customers that have questions, please ask. Anything else, Michelle? Okay. Peace out. We love you guys. Thank God for bringing us all together. You guys are amazing. Bye-bye.